Hello, this is Isabel, and today I will be showing you how to place adhesive vinyl on several surfaces. I usually buy the Oracal 651, which is a permanent adhesive. There are several brands and different types of vinyl. I mainly buy the 651, which can be used for both indoor and outdoor projects. Tumblers, notebooks, mirrors, and so many other places are where you can apply it. Outdoor projects would be like car windows, signs, or doors. There are so many places depending on the vinyl you purchase. There is also heat transfer vinyl, which is the vinyl that you can apply on clothing. HTV can also be applied on other surfaces other than clothing. Your imagination is the limit. But I will not be applying HTV for this video. There are more vinyls out there for different purposes, but these are the ones I'm familiar with. Permanent vinyl is just that, permanent. But if you're worried that it will never come off, that's not true either. It can be removed, but it will take some effort. If you apply it on paper, the paper might tear, depending on how long the vinyl has been on. So the first surface I apply vinyl on will be a flat surface. I will be working with a planner. This is a planner I used last year that had a title. I replaced woman with teacher and added my name and a pineapple. I will be showing you a layered design. You have the apple, the word teacher, the leaf, and the stem. These you're going to layer. I will be working on my DIY teacher planner for this year. The first thing to remember is to make sure the surface is clean. If there is dust or lint, it may show by being bumpy. You want the vinyl to lay flat. Here you go. We begin with the apple. You lift the backing off the design, being careful. This one is easy since it is a solid design. Find your placement and press down. You can either start from the middle and press out or start from one end. The more solid the design, the more likely you will end up having some bubbles. I end up having some small bubbles, so I try to push them out. If you're pressing with a credit card, make sure not to scratch your design. I then place my leaf and stem. These are easy because they are small and it doesn't matter if they are crooked, however you want it to be. Now I'm going to add the word teacher. Press firmly on the transfer tape. This one is a very delicate design, so be careful and take your time removing the backing. Going slow is extremely important when the design is this thin. You can end up tearing the vinyl. Once you find your placement, lay it down and press as you go. It looks so pretty. You can apply it this way to a homemade card or your bullet journal. Anything that is flat will work this way. These are some of the surfaces I have applied using this method. As long as the surface is flat and non-textured, vinyl will adhere well. Now I'm going to apply another delicate design. This one will be on a faux leather letter. With these type of designs, the more you take your time to remove the backing, the better the process will work for you. I first press the backing with my credit card type gadget, then being careful, remove the backing. Hold the transfer tape while pulling the backing. If the vinyl wants to follow the backing, use your fingers to press it down and then lift again while your fingers are holding the vinyl. Because the design is so thin and intricate, it wants to stay on the backing. Just take your time and it will work. Now I'm going to find the placement on my letter, clean with some alcohol, and make sure it dries before you apply the vinyl. Then place the design, rubbing back and forth with your finger. Sometimes I apply from the middle out or start from the opposite end, whatever you feel comfortable with. I forgot to press record on this design on a paper bag. Same method, just don't leave the tape on too long since it is paper. You don't want the paper to tear when removing the tape. Next, I will work on a curved surface. Vinyl designs are so popular on tumblers and mugs. I find these to be the hardest if you are a perfectionist. Because of the curve and when using designs that are too wide, the design will end up looking crooked. So if you are making your own design, then you will have to account for that when designing it. First off, wipe the surface with alcohol. Use very little to remove any debris. While it is drying, you can begin to remove the backing from your design. Press the backing with your credit card. Lift the backing while holding the tape. If the design is lifting, use your fingers to help it. Make sure you're not lifting the design. Move the design around, take your time, double check nothing is lifting, and you're almost there. Now you should have a blank backing that you can trash. Notice that I placed a cloth under the tumbler so it doesn't move on me. Sometimes I will place the tumbler on my legs to better see what I am doing. This is a large design, so on the table is fine. I end up placing a container underneath so I can see it better. It raises the tumbler for me. Figure out your placement. If perfection is your thing, just be very careful. Carefully bring it down on one side while pressing down. Notice I'm holding the other side up. I just keep moving the opposite way until it is placed on the tumbler. Press it really good with your fingers. Then remove the transfer tape. And that's it. What do you think? I like it. This will be my new water bottle for work this year. I do want to show that the design is a little thin on some of the design. I will have to be careful when I'm washing it, making sure that I don't scrub it. If you apply it on anything that needs to be washed, the design will eventually start lifting depending on how intricate it is. Vinyl decals will last longer on a tumbler that will be washed if the design is not too intricate. Even though the vinyl is permanent, it will eventually lift. Notice how I lost some pieces on this mug. It was such a small design with little bits of pieces. It's about 3 years old and has been hand washed. I don't have a dishwasher, so that's not a concern for me. But if you do, don't use it for these kinds of projects. Always hand wash and never soak the tumbler if you have a vinyl decal. We powder coat our tumbler so the design will never come off because it is removed when it is baked. We sell powder coated tumblers, so I have to try for perfection when applying the designs. It is very stressful for me because I want the customer to be happy with their product. But if you don't like a fixed design on your tumbler, these are great for that. You can switch up the designs. For my new tumbler, I will leave it as is and change it out when I'm bored. Once you apply the vinyl and you don't like the placement, it will be extremely difficult to remove it. I've tried before and I have to get a second design. So the main thing about using vinyl is to be patient. If you're rushing or are in a bad mood, just stay away from the vinyl. Come back to it when you have the time and the patience for it. I know there are many ways to apply vinyl. Good luck with your projects, and I hope this helped. As always, leave me a comment so I know that someone was watching. For the most part, when making these videos, I feel like I am talking to myself. So when I get that comment, it really makes my day. If you have a question, please let me know. I always answer back. If I don't have an answer, I can help you find it. Be safe. Bye.